Kirsten and I continue our division rankings, now moving on to the Pacific Division. Plus, it's State Fair week here in Minnesota, so why not compare Minnesota Wild players to State Fair food? That's right, it's just as unhinged, and we are being driven nuts during this very long off season. But we're almost there, you guys. As always, we're created by New Voice Studios, presented by SotaStick, brought to you by Talk North, Livia, Royal Credit Union, Greenbelt, and Jim Beam. This is Season 5, Episode 241.
At Jim Beam, they know the importance of tradition, like chanting, "Let's play hockey" prior to the start of each game, or playing the state of hockey anthem after a Wild win. This season, raise one to your fan family with a bourbon that invites us all to come as friends and leave as family. Jim Beam Bourbon Whiskey, the official bourbon whiskey partner of the Minnesota Wild and XL Energy Center. Drink smart. Jim Beam Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2021. James B. Beam Distilling Company, Incorporated, Claremont, Kentucky.
Hello, everybody. What's up? We're back. Bardown Beauties, episode 241. I'm Jessi Pierce, writer for NHL.com, camping extraordinaire. She's Kirsten Krull, a model-esque in-arena host, if you ask, because for those that are watching on our YouTube channel, she's got the fan blowing, and it gives you that nice air waft.
Thank you. I will accept that. I was concerned for a minute thinking my AC went out. No, my upstairs is just hot because it is gross outside today. So while I am dying of heat, this fan at least is making me feel like a supermodel with the hair blow. So I'll take it. Maybe this will be a new thing every episode.
Yeah, just give it a little oomph. I'll shower before I took my first shower in 3 days, and it was incredible. And I say that because before you guys get skeeved out, I was camping this weekend down in Elba, Minnesota. 10 out of 10 recommend a solo camp anytime you can. But yeah, I just never, like, they have bathhouses and stuff there, right? I just would rather, I'm committed. We're just going, it becomes my entire personality when I'm doing things, right? So when I was outdoorsy, I'm outdoorsy. I'm dirty and I'm gross, and took a 40-minute shower. It felt so good. Like just had to like really scrub the hair, really get in there.
That's the great thing about the outdoors. No one's around to smell you.
I smelled bad. Like everything was just damp because it was kind of it wasn't rainy all weekend, but it kind of was. And I was covered by trees the whole time. So it was just, everything was damp. So it was a little skewed. Remember when Matt Boldy said he predicted people take like 7-minute showers, or he takes a 7-minute shower?
I think he said less than 7 minutes.
Did he? Or did he say like 4 minutes?
I want to say he said like 3.
What does that even accomplish?
Nothing.
Right?
It's concerning.
Like, I know as females, it obviously takes longer because we have more hair to wash, right? And we just probably do more things, but 3 minutes. You're not even getting the undercarriage done.
No. And after climbing that fire tower too, it just.
You're welcome. 8 out of 10 don't recommend anybody to do that. I will say it's probably, for me, it was fine. It was okay. I think in the fall, it's got to be absolutely drop dead gorgeous, right?
It's a cool view. I mean, you get to look over all the bluffs, the valley. It's cool. Yeah. I enjoy it. I've done it a couple times myself.
The thing that was challenging, it wasn't necessarily like the amount of stairs, it's that incline. Like, I don't think I recognize that you lose oxygen on those bluffs, right? Until I was doing all of this strenuous activity all week. And I'm like, man, I know I'm not in the best shape, but I'm in decent shape. And I was just huffing and puffing. And that was what it was. Like, it wasn't my legs hurt from doing the stairs or anything like that. And honestly, it was worse climbing up to the tower itself than actually going up the tower.
You know what you got to do? You got to do the 12:33 on the treadmill at the gym. 12 incline, 30 minutes, 3 miles per hour.
I don't do it for 30, but that's usually all I do is when I go on the treadmill. I mean, like, I'll just do an incline for 15-minute warm up or whatever. So I was like, yeah, maybe, but it doesn't prepare you. I need to lose oxygen. That's what happens.
I don't know if losing oxygen is the answer.
No. Speaking of hoping to not lose things, how's this for a segue? Kirill Kaprizov traveled to Norway, but there were travel issues, according to Michael Russo of The Athletic. Of course. Norway obviously wanted to not allow Russian travelers due to their invasion of Ukraine. So Kaprizov took quite a few different hops in order to get to Norway to play in Matt Zuccarello's all-star game tournament. I know Brock Faber was over there too. Matt Boldy. Are you? I don't think I'm concerned. I know people were concerned that he's not going to be able to get back to the U.S. I'm not really worried about it.
Well, is he going back to Russia after being in Norway?
I have no
I
idea,
hope
right? Like, I
not. Can
think
he just come home here?
it would make more sense for him to, yeah, probably come from Norway here. It just feels better that way. But like I remember Bill Guerin saying earlier, I think it was during the Brock Faber signing, somebody had asked him like, "Are you concerned?" They're like, "Well, no, we weren't going to keep him here." You know, like they let Kirill go home. I think if there were any concerns of him being able to get back, they wouldn't have allowed. I mean, you can't bar somebody from going back home, but they wouldn't have been as okay with it as it seemed they were.
Just concerns me because, granted, everything you hear in the news, it seems like people unexpectedly get stuck over there. Just like the smallest thing will happen. So you never
Yeah.
know. But my anxiety doesn't let me sit calm about anything.
That's fair. Speaking, we're going to get to our division rankings continuing on from last week. Last week we did the Central. Go back and listen to that. We will move on to the Pacific coming up in the second segment, but I wanted to have a little fun. This could be a very dumb idea, Kirsten, and I warned you this. So I'm
Yes.
kind of a state fair person. I say kind of because if I don't go, I'm not bummed out, right? But I do kind of enjoy going. I'm not huge on need to try all the foods because frankly, in August heat, fried food just doesn't sound that appealing to me. Like if I'm there, yes, I like it. I'm all in on some of the new beers. Um, my husband and I do a day date every year. We're going on Friday this year and we just kind of spend the day. Usually I'll take the kids too. So I will go out there frequently, but again, if I were to miss it, meh, are you a state fair girl? I know you're a fair girly in general. Are you a
Mhm.
big state fair girl?
I still prefer a good county fair over the state fair. I find the state fair very overwhelming.
Yeah,
Large clouds. No, clouds are fine. Large crowds also give me anxiety. And a
mm,
lot of time too, especially in the August heat, I do not like being touched,
yeah,
particularly by strangers. So when I'm walking through the fairgrounds at the state fair and you're just shoulder to shoulder with everybody, I'm just like,
fair.
get me back in my bubble, like just
Yeah,
away. But I do still go to the state fair every year. I will be there Sunday and I think Monday, going to Blake
nice.
Shelton Sunday
I was
night.
gonna say, are you concerts? Is that what the deal?
Yes.
There we go.
Yep.
There it is.
Blake Shelton got really good seats. I'm like near the floor.
Nice.
And yeah, so very excited for that. He's been somebody I've been wanting to see. And then I think I'm going back with my mom on Monday. She says she wants to come up for it.
Nice.
And that's probably when I'll be trying all the foods and walking around with a good old beer.
There you go. That's what you got to do. I wanted to do Minnesota Wild Players as state fair foods because it's the off season, because there's really nothing to talk about, because I really don't care as much about the Pacific, so I don't need to dive deep in. But I did. It kind of struck me as I was driving back from lacrosse this morning at the ass crack of dawn. Because I needed to get home. I was like missing home so badly after this weekend, which is good. This is why I encourage solo travel, especially for parents and moms in particular, because it makes me actually miss my children and my family and my husband, right? Like it was nice to sneak away and come back. But anyway, I thought we should, yeah, put Minnesota Wild Players as state fair foods because it struck me like Brock Faber, he's definitely the Sweet Martha's, right? Like it's your kind of
Mhm.
favorite state fair, very kind, very Minnesotan, if you will.
Very
Um,
popular.
very popular. Yep, exactly. You love it. It's just it's a fan favorite. Corn on the cob is a Matt Boldy because I feel like it's sturdy and stable. I don't know why. Cobb and Boldy just I don't know. Does that make any sense?
It does. I'm
Maybe.
I'm
Maybe it's his
along for the
maybe because
ride.
he's like tall too, like a corn on the cob, like he kind of looks like a cob of corn.
Okay.
And I was gonna say Marc-Andre Fleury, like cheese curds, because he's a little cheesy. You know, he's always cheesing.
I would
I don't
also argue Philip Gustafson could be a form of cheese just because I feel like I've heard you talk to him about
We talk
Swiss
about cheese,
cheese.
Havarti cheese. No, Havarti cheese is our cheese. It's a delicacy in Sweden, and it is very good cheese. If you guys were ever to try it, you fry it up a little bit, but it's not like cheese curds. Like it doesn't get melty like cheese curds. It like, but it's salty like that. I could see him being a type of cheese. We need somebody who's a corn dog,
A corn
Kaprizov.
dog? Why would he be a corn dog?
I'm not quite sure. We need Kaprizov needs to be something that like is a must.
A
You need to
funnel
keep it.
cake.
See, I feel like that's a standard state fair food. He needs to be like a one of a kind specialty,
Fried pickle
right?
on a stick.
Yes, maybe a pickle variation because he's a a keeper, right? That's the hot commodity that you can't get everywhere else. He's special, unique, kind of like the Sweet Marthas are unique to the fair. We need something that's like unique, like the all you can drink milk.
Fried
And you eat
ranch
it.
bites.
Oh God. If anybody eats that fried ranch, I won't talk to you probably
Ranch
ever again.
is my nemesis. The smell makes me throw up. I
It's
hate
because you
ranch.
work
I
in
hate ranch.
it's because you work in the service industry,
Not
right?
even that. I
Oh,
never have liked ranch.
for me, filling up when I was like 15, working as a bus girl and like a salad server, filling up all those ranch cups and those blue cheese, I can't do it. Like, ugh,
Ugh.
gross.
Marcus,
Nobody needs deep fried ranch.
no. Marcus Foligno would be some sort of a fish stick on a stick since he's a big fisherman.
Mm, this could be true.
So I
Yeah,
could
and
see
that
him
seems.
opening his own like fish
I
stand.
think there's like a walleye on a stick. I'm sure,
Then
right?
he's a
Because that's
walleye on a stick.
he's a walleye on a stick. Yep, I like that. Um, maybe Freddie Gaudreau's a Prono pup.
Ooh.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could take it or leave it. Maybe you would rather have a corn dog, but you're getting a Prono pup. I'm specific on that because there's a difference between Prono pups and corn dogs, mind you. Corn dog is obviously made with cornbread. Pratos are not. So maybe it's the Prono pup because you're not sure if you want it, but maybe you'll get it. It's kind of always just there,
I
right?
feel Marcus Johansson is a mini donut because it always
I
sounds good at the time and you regret it later.
Yes. See, this is good. People, we got something. We're cooking something here, I think. Um, if Vinny
Jonas
Lettieri
Brodin would be Swedish meatballs on a stick,
oh,
fried meatballs on a stick.
what about Jewel? We need something tough,
Mm.
like some sort of beef jerky.
He'd be a turkey leg.
Oh, the Turk. Yes. Yes, I like that. I like that a lot. What about Midzi? Midzi's like a slushy or a cone of some or like a sweet dairy dessert. Or maybe he's a cup of lemonade. Spurgeon's lemonade. Spurgeon's lemonade.
I feel Jacob Middleton is the all you can drink milk stand.
All you can, yeah. Mostly because I could see the milk getting stuck in that stash too, and it'd be a great campaign for drink milk. Yeah, that's good. Matt Zuccarello,
Pizza on a stick.
because he looks Italian.
Apparently he's good at cooking pasta.
Oh, that's right. This is true. There is like the spaghetti, I
Mm-hmm.
think, too.
Fried
Like
spaghetti
Eddie's
on a stick.
Yep. Um, hmm. See, this is better than I thought it would be. Who else? Murat, who's Nadinov, would be something in that one area. You know what I'm talking about? I forget what it like. It's got like Hebrew food. It's or the bazaar. He's some sort of food from the bazaar.
I feel like he'd be some type of Euro.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So that would make sense. Liam Ogren.
He'd be in the beer garden.
I like no, I think maybe Midsy's in the beer garden instead of the
No,
all you
I stand by the milk tank.
Leon. No, I feel like the beer garden should be reserved
No,
for
actually, I take it back. Hartman would be the beer garden. I was thinking Ogren was German for a minute. He is not German.
yes. He's not German at all. He's another Swede.
Mhm.
Hartman for sure. Congrats to Hartsey on the baby boy too. Soup's exciting for him. Definitely beer garden. Absolutely. Like coasters. Like he's hanging out at coasters listening to the live band for sure.
Yeah.
And then maybe you have Marco Rossi at like the Liney's. He
At
doesn't
the
drink
what?
though. Yeah, the Liney stage? The Line and Klugos? No? Marco
Oh.
Rossi's like a DNR building. You know, like he's just, yeah, like he's working out, doing something there. That's him.
I don't know.
Um,
Who'd be with me at the Blake Shelton concert?
mm, I mean, Brock, right?
Brock was sitting 4 rows in front of me at Morgan Wallen.
Exactly.
Nah, Zach Bogosian would be at Blake Shelton because I also saw
Oh,
him at Morgan Wallen.
he's at a ton. He's been concert hopping. Him and like Vinny Lettieri are BFFs, it seems, according to their Instagram. Have you seen that? They're
Really?
like always together.
I
Yeah.
have not seen that.
It's crazy because I feel, and I don't know why. Athletes give you such a weird perception of age, right? Like to me, Vinny is very young, and to me, and Zach Bogosian's very old. But I think they're both younger than me, and I actually think they're close to the same age.
Are
Right?
they?
I don't. Let's find out. Vinny Lettieri is 29 years old.
Okay.
So Zach Bogosian is 34. So I mean, that's like a 5-year age difference. But they're both. I told you they were both younger than me. Zach Bogosian does not look 34, and I don't feel like guys take that offensively. But he
Well,
looks older than 34.
Midzi also doesn't look 27, but here we are, same age as me. That one shocked me to my core.
27, huh? Yeah, you're saying he looks older?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
respectfully, yes.
Right. No, I don't disagree entirely there.
Just finding out he was my age, I was like, whoa.
Culture shock.
It was a culture shock.
I get that. Are we missing anybody on the team? Did we feel the label? I know nothing about Yakov Treninin. So he would be an anomaly food. Like he would be the pocket full of ranch. Like it could be good, might be bad. We don't know. People are gonna try it. We're gonna find out, right? That's pretty good. Yep.
I'm
Might be.
thinking, I don't know. I don't really venture out and get anything crazy at the fair.
There's always like I'll make my little list of kind of different things that are new that sound good. Usually they are at the International Bazaar because I really like the hummus stuff and whatnot. Like I'm more of just like a light snacking. I'm there for the drinks. Like I will try all those different beers and whatever. And just there for the people watching. Again, that's on my adult day with the kids. I might eat a little bit more, but it's so expensive and I don't feel like waiting in line. Beer lines are way shorter than the food lines.
This is true. I also think
Right.
Johnny Merrill would be a fried PB&J sandwich.
Is that even a thing?
Yeah, it is a thing.
Really?
They have
I've
everything fried and on a stick at the state fair.
I mean, that's true. Let's see what some new foods are. Oh, a chili mango whip. I feel like that would be somebody. See, I feel like that's Mitzi. I don't like. I'm not buying the milk. You can go with the milk. I'm gonna go with
I stand by the milk.
the. Oh yeah, there's deep fried halloumi cheese. That is Gustafson. That's him right there. You can get that at the Holy Land Deli. Yes, I'm so gonna get that. Dill pickle tots. That also feels like it could be like a Faber
Yeah.
because that's very Minnesotan, right? I stand by the Sweet Martha's, but that's like a possibility. Oh yeah, there's a fried banana pie, a handmade pie filled with Minnesota honey, fresh banana, Biscoff cookie butter, battered and deep fried at Sabino's Pizza Bites. I have to add that.
I'm passing on all of this.
I'm gonna get this Jammy Sammy's, Marco's Garden, local rhubarb jam, thyme marinated, locally sourced tomatoes, farmer cheese, jalapeno and honey, served with a gluten-free flatbread. See, I like that. Like I'm not into the deep friedness. Or this is the other one. This is a big one that I'm gonna get. I'm pretty excited. That's gonna be meh. We'll see. It's called a patata frittata focaccia. It's kettle chip flavored ice cream created by the Minnesota Dairy Lab, sandwiched between focaccia bread from Rectangle Pizza and topped with a blend of honey butter, kettle chips, and herbs.
No.
That's my jam right there. Oh yeah, I'm so excited.
None of this sounds good to me.
Do you know what I'm doing after we're done recording? I have a very important pickup appointment for cheese curd ice cream from A to Z Creamery down in Hopkins.
Respectfully, none of this sounds good to me. Give me spicy and give me bland.
Nope, I love the salty sweet combos. Like then that's what that potato ice cream sandwich. Like
I'm not a
love
sweet
that.
person at all. Give me savory. Any day of the week, just savory.
Oh, yeah. Or like there's a strawberry lemonade. Oh God, a Swedish ice cream sundae. That's your broads right there. Vanilla ice cream covered in lingonberry jam, sprinkled with a Swedish ginger cookie crumble and garnished with a ginger cookie.
He doesn't strike me as a man that likes sweets.
You're just saying that because you don't like sweets and you want him to be like you.
No, I feel that deep down in my soul.
Oh, another one, sweet corn cola float. Minnesota made sweet corn cola and sweet corn ice cream in a cup finished with whipped cream, popping candy, and house-made frozen caramel. I'm gonna do that too. That sounds good. I like it. What do you think the players are as state fair food? See, that was more fun than I thought. I was like, this could be really dumb and maybe I just need more sleep, but that was kind of fun.
It was.
I kind of enjoy. I think we nailed it, frankly.
I agree. There's
Not
so
bad.
many options.
Yeah, exactly. Again, state fair happening. Also be on the lookout. I'm not even going to say it.
What do you
but I
mean?
might. There.
What are you trying to say?
Well, I was asked to possibly participate in a little video hosting extravaganza with the On the Bench boys and Brock Faber and Matt Boldy later
Oh,
this week, but I haven't received any further details just yet. So that's why I was like, I don't know if we should say it. Because then if it doesn't happen, then well, maybe. Just know I was cool enough to be asked at
true.
first. So that should be exciting.
That will be really fun.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to quickly backtrack to last week's episode. This is kind of teasing in because we'll do the same thing for when we cover the Pacific.
Hmm.
But I saw this and decided I want to put our take on it. I asked ChatGPT where they think teams in the Central Division are going to finish
Ooh.
this year.
Yes.
Very different than what we said. And I think it's
Really?
a little outdated. So if you're ever worried about AI taking your jobs, I wouldn't be just yet. And I will very quickly go over the concerns and strengths to give you the
Hmm.
spark notes. But at number 8, the Chicago Blackhawks. So we had that strengths. Connor Bedard is the centerpiece of the rebuild. Seth Jones and some young prospects are also promising. Concerns, Blackhawks are still in a rebuilding mode and lack depth in several areas. Going to be another development year for them. Then number 7, still didn't get the name right and haven't got that down yet. But number 7, the Arizona Coyotes, now the Utah Hockey Club. Strengths, Coyotes have a lot of young talent and are building toward the future. Clayton Keller, Logan Cooley, exciting to watch. Concerns, still rebuilding, lack depth and experience to compete for playoffs. At number 6, Nashville Predators. Strengths, Preds
Oof.
are in a bit of transition, but they still have Roman Yossi and UC Saros. Younger players step up, they could surprise. Concerns, scoring depth and adapting to a new team identity under coach Andrew Brunette are big question marks. Clearly, they did not keep up with free agency this offseason. So maybe somebody should fill ChatGPT in on that. And then this is kind
Yes.
of the next 3 are really where we were kind of at too. Number 5, St. Louis. Strengths, they have some solid pieces, could push for a playoff spot. I disagree. Concerns, consistency and aging core players, especially in key positions.
Mm.
At number 4, the Winnipeg Jets. Strengths, they have a strong core with Kyle Connor, Josh Morrissey, strong goalie, Connor Hellebuck. They can be a
Mhm.
playoff contender if they're consistent. Concerns, depth, and potential trades could impact their season. Coming in at 3, the Minnesota Wild.
Wow.
Yes, the strengths, Wild have a solid mix of veteran and young talent. Kirill Kaprizov is a game changer, and their defense, led by Jared Spurgeon, is strong. Concerns, their offense beyond Kaprizov can be streaky, and their goaltending tandem, led by Philip Gustafson, will need to stay consistent. 2 things that we also did touch on last week. At number 2, the Dallas Stars. Strengths, Stars have a balanced lineup with top-end talent like Jason Robertson, Rupe Heinz, Miro Heiskanen, and goaltending with Jake Ottinger. Concerns, their consistency, particularly from young players, and maintaining their defensive structure will be key. And then at number 1, that leaves us with the Colorado Avalanche. It highlights Nathan McKinnon, Kale McCarr, Mikko Rantanen, and goaltending. And then the concerns are depth issues, particularly with the bottom 6 forwards. So that's what
Hmm.
ChatGPT had to say.
Fascinating. Yeah, it's like now it didn't get the memo that Nashville loaded up this
Yeah.
offseason. But maybe it knows something we don't. Because really, I mean, it feels like obviously it felt very repetitive, right? Like it loved saying the same things, like lacks depth, lacks this, but lacking depth is not a Nashville Predator problem, right?
No,
Like that's the one thing that they don't struggle with. But I'd be curious to see how that matches up because maybe Nashville could do what Nashville always does and just peter off, right? Stamkos
it's
could get
true.
hurt.
This is true.
Not wishing it, but I love that. I look forward to hearing what GPT will say next week about the Pacific. Speaking of, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to rank and guess our Pacific standings as we continue to prep toward the 24-25 season. Stay tuned. Let's welcome Livia to the podium. How's that for an Olympic spin? Jessi Pierce of Bardown Beauties here to share some big and exciting news. That's right, Livia, my favorite weight loss control center, has now been named Minnesota's best weight loss control center for the 4th year in a row. That's gold. 4 years running. There's so many reasons why Livia is deserving of this, and I can speak to it for myself personally. Nearly 40 pounds down, and I've been able to keep it off thanks to the one-on-one support and Livia Medical, all of which combined with a fantastic nutritional program that's easy to follow and helps you lose the weight to feel and look your best, you guys. It's no wonder why Livia has been named gold 4 years running. Congrats to them as a brand ambassador. I'm so honored to have been a part of Livia and have them a part of my weight loss journey story. Find out why Livia was voted best weight loss center here in Minnesota 4 years in a row by joining Livia's plan today. And you can get your first 8 weeks absolutely free. Plus, Livia Medical offers weight loss trusted medications for accelerated results. Visit livia.com, that's livea.com, or call 855-GO-LIVIA. Choose the trusted leader serving our communities here in Minnesota for 15 years. Livia works, you guys. Let's hear it for gold. All right, we're back. Last week, we ranked the Central Division teams. We went a little bit more in depth, obviously, with Minnesota being in the Central Division. We ranked Minnesota at 4. As Kirsten just said, ChatGPT thinks they could be 3. Be shocked. I would be.
The weird thing, too, though, was ChatGPT also said the Wild were a bubble team, but we'll get a wild card spot, but then put them third.
Put them third.
I don't know.
I don't know. To recap Pacific standings last year, Vancouver Canucks top of the division with 109 points. The Edmonton Oilers, 104. Of course, the Edmonton Oilers fell in the Stanley Cup Finals. LA Kings came in at third with 99 points, and the Vegas Golden Knights at 98. And then your bottom half was the Calgary Flames and Seattle Kraken with 81 points apiece. The Anaheim Ducks down at 59. And of course, the very lowly San Jose Sharks, who in turn got the first overall pick, Macklin Celebrini, came in with just 47 points, 19 wins. God, that's hard to look at. Like, that's
that's rough.
They had a goal differential of 150. 331 goals allowed.
Can only go up this year, right?
It can. I'm still going to put them at the bottom. How about you?
I'm not putting them at the bottom.
Okay. All right. I'm going to put, here's my reasoning. Similar to the Connor Bedard era of Chicago, I just don't know that Macklin Celebrini's going to be obviously that guy. Yes, I like him. I like Will Smith, who's going to, I think, have a very good year. The 19-year-old who was the number 4 pick for the Sharks in 2023 had a phenomenal year in the NCAA. I just don't know that that's enough, right? Like, they haven't really lost any players. They added Tyler Toffoli, Alex Wenberg, Barclay Goodrow, Ty Dellandrea. Somebody came at me for saying bad names. I can't pronounce names. It's fine. I write them. I don't need to pronounce them. But yeah, I don't know. I don't feel they have enough that's going to buoy them. I don't think they're going to be the laughing stock, right? I don't think it's going to be that necessarily, but I just think they're going to be at the bottom of the Pacific. Who is your bottom team then?
I'm going with Calgary.
Okay. I don't dislike it. What's your take on Calgary?
I mean, we saw how they did last season. Not great. I haven't followed them super closely just because they've kind of been irrelevant, respectfully. But it just seems to, like, some of the moves this off season, they didn't really do anything to really necessarily get better either. And I think some of those bottom teams we've seen in the Pacific, they've been rebuilding and they've loaded up a little bit more. And I feel they might come out ahead of Calgary this year. So I put Calgary in last.
Okay. I can't totally disagree with that. I'm going to put them at 7, I think. They've added Anthony Mantha and Ryan Lomberg, which maybe will help, right? Mantha obviously very good for that. I think their big question will be goaltending. Obviously, Jacob Markstrom, no longer a Calgary Flame. They're going to rely on Dustin Wolf, which could be interesting. I don't know. And then, yeah, I would see him at 7. I think they'll be a little better than that. And that's fine. I don't mind. I don't love Calgary.
I also don't love Calgary.
It goes back to the Northwest Division for me. Like, I used to hate Calgary. So
fair.
I don't
Tate McRae, I'm sorry. They're last for me.
There you go. All right. Who's number 7?
This one, I don't know if it'll be a controversial or not, but also this is probably just going more off of last season and what I saw, the coaching change at the end of the season, the Seattle Kraken, I'm putting them in 7th.
Okay. All right. I don't think that's crazy. They finished 6th last year. What has you not all in on the Kraken making the playoffs this year?
Well, I think part of it that maybe has, again, it's just going back to last season. They were very underwhelming during 23-24 season. And then we talk about them firing Ron Hackstall. It seemed like there was some division in the locker room. And so now new coach, new culture. I don't know. We'll see how it meshes and kind of it could either energize them or set them back. But again, when it comes to a lot of my reasoning so far is just I feel there's other teams in the off season who have made bigger moves and that are slowly climbing back up the standings.
Yeah,
It'll
I
make
mean,
more
they
sense
added.
in a minute or two here.
Yeah, I mean, and Dan Bylsma has a good coaching pedigree, but I agree he's kind of very vanilla to me. Like, I don't think I think Hextall was better fit for that organization. I think it could have led them in a better direction. I understand why he left. I would put Seattle at 6 for a lot of the same reasons that you just said. Like, they're kind of just there. Shane Wright's fine, Vince Dunn's fine, but they're meh to me. I don't think with the other teams in this division. I don't see that. I would put Seattle at number 6 for me. Who's your number 6 team? Is it
My
my gut?
number 6 is the San Jose Sharks. You sign Macklin
Okay.
Celebrini. You sign
Wow.
Will Smith. This is the other factor pending what happens. It has been reported today that Nashville Predators prospect, I'm blanking on his name, but they're like number 1 goalie in the system. He has requested a trade. He says he's not going to report to the Milwaukee Admirals. Thinks he's an NHL ready goaltender. He's going to be a hot commodity as far as goaltending. Philadelphia, San Jose being 2 teams that could really use him. If, however, and again, this is all speculation right now, if the cards fall into place, you take into consideration Will Smith, Macklin Celebrini, and you add in stronger goaltending with a young prospect, if they were to sign him, do some sort of a trade, which would be a high return trade, I'm expecting for Nashville. I would think that would really help set San Jose up too for this season and why they would jump 2 spots as opposed to last year.
Interesting. I like that breakdown though. I'm
Thank
still
you.
keeping them bottom. But yeah, I mean, that's not crazy. And I hope that there is a resurgence there. I like the Sharks, right? As an organization, I do. I like them. They're kind of a fun. I love their color schemes, right? Like great kits. But that would be interesting. And I suppose that would be kind of a game changer. So you're going with San Jose at 6. Huge bump up for them. Who is your number 5?
Number 5, the Anaheim Ducks. They still have Leo Carlson. And then also getting in a trade with Philadelphia, getting the rights to Cutter Gauthier. I think they've just been making a lot of right moves in their rebuild that they've been in. I see them really jumping up as well.
I love the Anaheim Ducks, but I am keeping them at 5 as well. Yeah, they've added some big names with Brian Dumoulin, Gage Alexander, Robbie Fabry. They lose Jacob Silverberg and Max Jones, which isn't great. They were big pieces. Jacob retired after 12 years. So, I mean, there's that. But I agree. I love Cutter. I liked getting to know him at the Frozen Four. I just love his demeanor, his attitude. And then you still have Ryan Strome, too, right? And Frank Petrino. And you still have John Gibson. And I love John Gibson. So go Ducks. I'm excited to continue to watch them. And you got Trevor Zegras too. I can't help but
Oh
love
yeah,
Trevor
how could we
Zegras.
forget?
How could we forget Z? You know what? Let's go Ducks. Quack, quack. Keeping you at 5, but I hope to see you maybe make a push for number 4. Speaking of number 4, I'm going to go ahead and put the LA Kings at 4.
I also was going to put the LA Kings at number 4. I could see them also falling a little lower, but I'm still keeping LA at 4. They also traded, or my boy Blake Lizotte left. I don't remember all the details, but he's no longer an LA King. He's now with the Pittsburgh Penguins. St. Cloud State represent. I think that's a loss for LA.
I could see, I mean, I would rather have Anaheim before an LA 5 because they lost too much. You had Pierre-Luc Dubois, Victor Arvidsson, Cam Talbot's obviously gone too. They lost a lot of players that were within that organization. And you still have Anze Kopitar, right? You still have Alex Lafreniere. You've got Drew Doughty, sure. But Darcy Kemper's your number 1 goalie.
Yeah.
And
I could see them slipping to 5, but right now they're going to be slotted in at 4.
I mean, you still have Kevin Fiala.
Yeah.
How's that working out for you, LA?
They don't have Brock Faber, I'll tell you that.
Coming in for me at number 3 is going to be the Edmonton Oilers.
I also was going to put the Edmonton Oilers at 3.
I thought I was going to do like a hot take there.
No, you're not different.
Damn it. All
Edmonton
right.
at 3.
Why
That's not a
Edmonton
hot take. Because I think they're going to be a little similar in a sense to last year where they weren't the runaway winners of the Pacific. It was Vancouver. And even at the beginning, a lot of people counted Edmonton out because of how atrocious of a start to the season that they had. Coaching change, new life. I think at one point, I can't tell you when the exact turning point was, but it was after the coaching change brought to Edmonton. So I think they're going to kind of be sneaky good again this year in a sense. I don't know. I see them making a return to making a run for the cup. I really do.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see when they find a new general manager, right? Ken Holland, they
Mm-hmm.
parted ways with him, what direction he does decide to take it. Yes, you still have Connor McDavid. Yes, you still have Leon Draisaitl. Jeff Skinner had a great year, Adam Henrique, but your defense is gross. I don't
Yeah.
like their defense at all. And their goaltending is still a struggle too, right? Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard are your goaltenders back there. And again, you know how I feel about goalies. So that's why I have them at 3. And yeah, I think you're right. I think there's just going to be a level of regression. I think they're going to come in hungry, right? Because they did make it to the finals. Um, but I think it showed a lot of weaknesses in their
Mm-hmm.
game as well. And they're going to succeed because of Connor McDavid, but it's also it's just not enough, clearly, right? Like he's
Yeah.
not enough to win a cup sometimes. So that's why I have them at 3 as well.
I don't know. I think them exposing some of their weaknesses in the fashion that they did during the run to the cup, I think that gives them better perspective this season. And so even come the trade deadline, they can, depending where they're at, some sort of splash can be made to fill in some holes. I don't know. I'm confident in Edmonton. I just don't think they're going to be division winners by any means.
Sure. Do you have Vegas at number 2?
I do.
Nice. Me too. Why
Wow.
Vegas?
I
I
like that
know.
we're different.
I like that we're I thought I was like, oh, she'll probably put Edmonton 1 because she
No,
loves Con, but
I
okay.
do. But I'm
Vegas
a
at 2.
reasonable woman.
Yep. All
I'm a
right.
Virgo. I'm practical.
I think we saw everything you needed to see last year. Vegas is good. I think Aiden Hill is a very good goaltender. You got Noah Hannafin and Alex Petrangelo maintaining that top defensive pairing. Jack Eichel, Thomas Hertel, William Karlsson. I don't, your center depth is incredible. It's just nothing. I like that team. They're good.
I do too. Then that leaves us with Vancouver.
It leaves us with Vancouver, which go Canucks, man. Go
Brock
Canucks.
Besser, we love you.
Love everything about that. They added Jake DeBrusk, which I think is going to be huge for them offensively as well. And yeah, I like everything about their team as well. There's really not a whole lot to be sad about.
Yeah. I'm going to quickly turn to ChatGPT. I will not go into nearly as much depth in
Okay.
explaining the summary as I did with the Central, except for like a couple tidbits because I think they're just funny.
Yeah.
Again, ChatGPT not very up to date. But at number 8, San Jose Sharks. Basically, they're in a rebuild. Number 7, Anaheim Ducks. Ducks are in the midst of a rebuild. Not expected to be competitive this season. All right. Calgary Flames, strong roster, but facing uncertainties. Don't agree.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, the Vancouver Canucks.
Ooh.
Projected to be in a playoff hunt, but face challenges with depth, particularly on defense. Number 4, the Seattle Kraken. After a surprising deep playoff run last season, they're expected to remain competitive. All right, ChatGPT.
Okay.
Number 3, the LA Kings. They've made off-season moves. If they're referring to getting rid of players, yes, including acquiring Pierre-Luc Dubois. Yeah, ChatGPT is out of touch. Number 2, the Vegas Golden Knights, reigning Stanley Cup champs. It says this is the division for the 24-25 season, but it's getting old information. And then number 1, Edmonton Oilers.
Okay.
So that's what ChatGPT says about the Pacific.
I want our fans to let us know who did better, us or ChatGPT, in both the Central and in this.
Same.
Vancouver at 5?
Yeah.
That is a huge fall from grace. Like, I don't think they're going to be maybe as hot as they were last year, but I think they're going to be very good.
I don't know. I guess I completely missed the deep playoff run for Seattle last season.
Oh, yeah, that's like a year old, right?
Yeah, but it says the Pacific Division for the 24-25 season is shaping up to be competitive.
That's hilarious.
So take it as you will, everybody.
Well, there you have it. Let us know what you think for the Pacific. Again, we will continue these each week. Next week, we will dive into the Eastern Conference, starting with the Metropolitan. Yeah, let us know what you think. Hopefully you enjoyed this fun episode. Hopefully you go out and enjoy the state fair, what have you. Get some deep fried ranch.
Ugh.
I mean, now it's almost like I have to try it just to try, right?
No,
I just don't
you don't
understand
have
how it
to.
works. Like, I just don't understand. Like, that's so wet and so liquidy.
They probably freeze it, wrap
yeah,
it
I
in
get how it's
batter,
made.
and
Right. But like, what do you dip it in? Like, what do you dip it in something? Because the whole point is like
batter.
you
You dip it
cheese
in
curds
batter. That's why I'm saying you wait till it's like
no, you're not.
frozen.
I'm saying no, you're not listening. Like, you know how you dip cheese curds in ranch? Like, do
Mhm.
you dip deep fried ranch into like something?
Maybe marinara?
Right, but that just seems odd. Like, the whole thing is odd. It's weird.
Yeah,
People
I
are
don't like
weird.
it.
People are weird.
You could dip it in more ranch.
Yeah. Oh, I bet you that's what people will do.
Probably.
Unhinged. Absolutely unhinged. But speaking of unhinged, I'm super excited to go get my ice cream. So that's what I'm going to go do. As always, we appreciate you guys. Like, share, rate, subscribe. Love you. You're the best. Shout out to Livia, Talk North, Royal Credit Union, SotaStick, Jim Beam. Have a great rest of your week. Oh, and Grain Belt too. Grain Belt will be out at the state fair. Go be getting you one, getting you a drink. All right. Have a good week. Bye. Near, 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 near.